Well, good morning, everyone. I'm State Senator Jeff Gordon, 35th District. Happy on a beautiful morning to be here in Coventry. And today's press conference is about a new law that's going to go into effect as of October 1st. It's a law that I introduced and championed, and it's an act concerning the suspension of an operator's license for repeatedly failing to stop for a school bus. And we're here to highlight public safety, and especially public safety for our school kids and for the bus drivers. And for me, safety is every day, every night. And over the years as a town official in Woodstock, my time as a state senator, I continue to hear from people, from parents, school officials, bus drivers, law enforcement, about the ongoing problem of people not just passing a stopped school bus once, but who repeatedly do it time and time again. And I can tell you, on my commute in the morning to go to work at the hospital as a doctor, when I leave, I'm usually on the routes of the school buses. I make certain I keep my distance, but I repeatedly see people who just will speed and pass a school bus with the red lights flashing. I don't know how you can miss a big yellow school bus and with red lights flashing, but evidently people decide to purposely ignore that. And because I've heard from a lot of people about their concern, and I hear from a lot of people time and time again, and I see it, I decided this year Connecticut needs to do more. I looked at what other states do. Massachusetts, I thought, had some very good strict rules. So I introduced the bill to say, if you repeatedly are violating the school bus stop laws, you really need to be held more accountable, and there are consequences for your bad actions. And current law has fines. You could even go to jail potentially and be arrested. But what we did in this law was to say, you're a repeat offender, you're proven to be a repeat offender, you're going to lose your license. And it's not discretionary. It's a mandatory 6-month loss of license. And if you continue to do this, there can be more serious legal consequences. As I mentioned, you could potentially go to jail. So it's time we do more for public safety. This was a bill that had bipartisan support. School officials, everybody, law enforcement, even state agencies supported this. And it went through the House and the Senate unanimous. Nobody wanted to stand in the way of school bus safety. And I thank my colleagues, the leadership of the Judiciary Committee, to work with me, get this bill through the committee, and my fellow legislators for getting this bill through a very busy legislative session. So there's a reason why we need to have this law. I've talked with people in Massachusetts. They've told me that when they made the law stricter up there, they saw a benefit, and I think we're going to see a benefit here as well. And again, the benefit is keeping school kids safe going to and from school, and the bus drivers safe as well. And there's no better goals than that when we're trying to keep the kids safe in our communities, wherever they may be in Connecticut, even for the private schools. One of the other things I want to mention, because I was asked about this in some interviews I've done, there is an appeal process that's built into state law already. So if you think that you're being tagged unfairly, there's an appeal process, but I can tell you more and more with cameras in school buses, with police out there, if you're caught violating, there's good evidence for it. So we're not going to be unfair to people with their due rights, but we are going to hold them very much accountable when they use their license issued by the state and they're operating on the roads. I want to thank those people who are here with me today, and I'm happy to introduce them one by one, but let me just do some quick introductions. With me is the Coventry Chief of Police, Eric Peterson. We have the Superintendent of Coventry Public Schools, Dr. David Petrone. We have the President of DATCO, Donald DeVivo. The Chair of the Board of Education here in Coventry, Jennifer Beausoleil. And the Area General Manager of DATCO, Paul DeMayo. Thank you for all being here today, and I appreciate your support of this legislation. I will introduce each one of them one by one, and happy to offer you any remarks you wish to make. This is in no particular order, so happy to have Donald DeVivo here, as I mentioned, president of DATCO. DATCO services more than 30 school districts throughout Connecticut and in Rhode Island. And if I got this stat correctly, which is impressive, DATCO transports over 110,000 students every day during the school year. So that's a lot of school kids, and certainly that's a big responsibility for safety, and that's where the state of Connecticut comes in to be of further help. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And I appreciate the work that DATCO does, and
thank you.
Happy if there's anything you wish
Sure.
to let us know about.
Well, good morning. I'd like to thank Senator Gordon for your leadership on this issue. You know, at DATCO, the safety of the children we transport is the highest priority. And I really want to give a shout out to the school bus drivers from DATCO and from all over the state that are out there every day making sure that the kids get to school safely. You know, the safest place a child can be is on one of these school buses. And what I think this law strives to do is make sure that they're going to be safe getting on and getting off that bus. And it's a real problem. The drivers have, you know, 50 and 60 kids on the bus they're dealing with. You've got the children that are outside the bus getting on or getting off. And then you have to deal with cars that are not following the law and passing school buses. So hopefully people get the message. I think, as the senator said, it's not, you know, to punish people, it's to make them aware that there's severe consequences for passing a school bus, and that the safety of the children that are involved is really the priority. So thank you for being here. Thanks for passing the legislation, and we hope it has a positive impact. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, I'm proud to introduce Dr. David Petrone, Superintendent of the Public Schools here in Coventry. During my time as Senator, I valued working with you, and certainly very impressed with the work that you do on behalf of the public school kids in Coventry. I know it's not an easy job, but you make it look that it is easy, because I know you know what you're doing, and I appreciate your being here today, and happy to have some words from you.
Excellent. Great. I just want to start out by thanking Senator Gordon. During my time as superintendent, I've worked a lot with Senator Gordon, and he's always been a strong advocate for education. This is just another example of his work toward putting students first and making sure that kids are safe. I see a bus as an extension of the classroom, and with that, you know, we have an equal obligation to make sure students are safe in school, and this is a huge step in that direction to make sure that as we're transporting students from home into school and back to home, that they are being transported safely. And so I really appreciate his work in this area. Some folks may see this as, you know, an opportunity to collect more fines. I see it as just an opportunity to keep kids safe, and that's our number one goal as educators, is to keep kids safe, and that's what we're really doing here. So again, I appreciate Senator Gordon's work in this area, and I know that he's always been a strong advocate for students, and I just wanted to publicly thank him for that work.
Thank you. And next, I'm proud to introduce Jennifer Beausoleil, the chair of the Board of Education here in Coventry. I've had an opportunity to work with her in the Board of Ed. I know you don't have an easy job on the Board of Ed, but you do a good and strong work. I very much appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
And I know that you keep in mind uppermost what is best for the school kids here in town. So happy to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. So I want to thank DATCO and again all the bus drivers, as Don mentioned. They are an amazing group of community members that keep our children safe before and after school every day. It is already illegal to pass a bus if the lights are flashing and it's stopped. And it's kind of unfortunate that we need to remind our members of our community that it is illegal and you need to do this. But I do appreciate the eye towards safety, the additional recognition of what needs to be done to remind people and to have consequences for their actions. So thank you for the legislation, and a reminder to the community member that extra minute or two or that distraction is not worth the risk to a child's safety. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm also proud to have here with us today Chief Eric Peterson, Coventry Police Department. I appreciate very much the work you do and all the members of the police department, trying to keep everybody safe here in town, and that also includes school bus safety. So happy to have you here today.
Well, I'd like to thank Senator Gordon for all his hard work. And the goal here, I think, is to change driver behavior. And a fine is hundreds of dollars. If that doesn't get through to someone to change their driving behavior, then 6 months to go without a license is a long time, and hopefully that works to change the behavior and keep the kids safe. And we see it too much and all too often where someone passes a school bus. So for those people that are repeat offenders, I think this is something that's necessary, long overdue, and thanks again for your hard work.
Thank you, and I'll just wrap up by saying with what we've all been talking about is, first and foremost, this is about public safety, and especially the safety of the school kids and the safety of the bus drivers. And anything we can do at the state level, working with our colleagues at the municipal level, that's what we should do. And I'm very proud to have introduced this bill, which is now going to be a law. And I want to thank the legislative leaders of the Judiciary Committee, my colleagues in the House and the Senate, and everybody who supported this bill, advocated for this bill. This is when we work together, we get good things done, and I am very much optimistic that this new law will indeed increase and improve public safety. And we recognize that, is there more we should be doing? Yes, but this is a very good, strong start. It's a piece of the puzzle, and again, anything we can do for public safety, that's always positive, that's always a win. So I appreciate all of you being here today and for your support, and look forward to tracking this new law and seeing what more we can do. Thank you for being here.